Greetings, fellow masters. It is I, the bell tolls. You've asked, and now I shall give. Today we're covering Meteor Horseshoes, as requested by Jackson Bounds and Paradox Philosopher. After this, I already have a guide planned for Dragon Fangs, so look forward to that. Now then, let's get into the nitty gritty of Meteor Horseshoe farming. First, we'll start with the event breakdown. Before I begin, I'm going to omit drops from main quests because I can't say for sure if they're guaranteed. I'll stick with farming nodes and shop rewards because I don't want to accidentally mislead anyone. Timestamp below for those who want to skip this section. We start with Valentine's 2019, where horseshoes can drop in the bitter difficulty for knight classes. From what I understand, you can buff the appearance rate of specific classes on these nodes, so Saber, Archer, and Lancer mobs are what you're after. The Guda Guda rerun has 20 in the event shop, while the I'm gonna butcher this. While the Rorava node can drop them. Hunting Quest 3 has a node specifically for horseshoes, and from the looks of it, it's not particularly difficult either. So, happy hunting! The Rashomon rerun has 5 from daily missions, and that's it. Luckily, the Forest node of the Onigashima rerun drops horseshoes. 40 AP will likely be the best drop rate. The Summer Run rerun has 20 in the shop. For Def Jail Summer Escape, teams Raiko, Nobu, and Nitocris have nodes for them in round 4. Neurofest 2019 has 20 in the event shop, and the last 40 AP node during the main match can drop them. Moving into Halloween, Great Battle at Himeji Castle has 20 in the shop. There's also a single farming node for it, being Stone Drops. The Little Santa Altar rerun has 3 farming nodes for it. They are the 10 AP, 20 AP, and first 40 AP maps. To wrap things up, Merry Christmas in the Netherworld offers 20 horseshoes in the shop, and they can drop from the first 40 AP node. So there we have it. All the events from this year which give you horseshoes in some manner. A bit sparse if you ask me. That's 105 guaranteed horseshoes from event shops along with several farming nodes. I know you want horseshoes now, however, so let's discuss how to do that. Our map of choice is Land of the Void and Camelot. You'll need to complete the main gate free quest to unlock it. It's worth it though, as it blows the competition out of the water with a near 46% drop rate. For context, the next best map is under 12%, so we definitely want to avoid that if we can. Unfortunately, better drop rates come with more difficult battles, which leads nicely into the wave composition. To put it lightly, this node is a mess. The first wave consists of a 11.5k health archer and 2 11.2k health riders. Immediately, we have multiple classes, and it's only just beginning. Luckily, these guys aren't anything to be worried about. Less than 12k health is basically a free wave. Wave 2 is not so kind. This time we have a 51.6k health assassin and a 52.2k rider. Class advantage won't even help much here, as if you pick a caster to deal with the assassin, they're weak to the rider. And if you pick an assassin to counter the rider, you only deal neutral damage to the remaining enemy assassin. This will be rough. But wait, there's more! Wave 3 brings a 124.6k health archer, backed up by 2 72.8k health riders. All in all, we need to deal with 3 different classes. Challenge accepted. Let's dive right into the team comps. So, this F2P comp. This is honestly the most consistent thing I could come up with, and even then it's not particularly great. The class composition and health numbers in this node were pretty difficult to work around from an F2P perspective, but I'll explain it. For Wave 1, we're straight up face carding and building NP charge. You want to make sure our first servant, Assassin Skullhawk, gets to 100% before you get to Wave 2. She's pretty decent at generating NP, so this isn't as bad as it could be. An Archchain is the best case scenario, as you could probably fill her gauge just with that, assuming she starts with 50% NP. And believe me, you want her to start with 50% NP. Once her NP is ready to go, we can move on to Wave 2. This is where you'll want to fire off Gaebolg Alternative. Before you do that, be sure to use Skullhawk's third skill for the quick buff, then use the attack buff from Plug Suit. Did I mention we're using Plug Suit? Yeah, we are. If you're lucky, this should kill the rider and leave the assassin at about half health, so you can just face card him down. With a higher level third skill in Plug Suit, you can get her to take out the rider pretty consistently and leave the assassin with less and less health. You'll also get a healthy amount of crit stars to assist with face carding him. Once he's down, we can approach Wave 3. You might notice we've only used 1 NP and we're on the 3rd wave. That's because these guys have such high health that we basically need to use 2 Noble Phantasms to take them out. And even then, they'll still probably be limping along. If you have a better AoE Lancer than Romulus, I would highly recommend using them instead. Someone like Lancer Alter or Liz will work in his place. Liz especially, because her third skill will buff Santa Alter with additional attack. Anyway, for Wave 3, you want to swap out Skullhawk for Waver, then buff Romulus to 100% and use Jolter Lily's battery to get her to 100% as well. Use Romulus' second skill, Imperial Privilege, and hope you get the 60% chance to buff his attack. Then use his third skill, Septum Callus, on Jolter Lily for the Buster buff. Finally, use Jolter Lily's own Buster buff. After everyone's all powered up, fire off Romulus' NP followed by Jolter Lily's. Assuming Romulus has 8,000 attack and Jolter Lily has 10,000 attack, this combo should bring the third wave very close to dead. You may need to do one turn of face carding to kill the last two enemies. I did a few test runs of this comp and my best run took about 7 turns. You might be able to do it quicker depending on your card RNG. It's definitely not optimal, but it makes the most of using Welfare Servants and the 3-star Romulus. I was really trying to figure out how I could make this cheaper by using some Bronze Servants, but their damage numbers just weren't cutting it. I wish this could have been easier to do, and if you've just recently started playing, you might be having a hard time with this node. With that mess out of the way, let's move on to a less painful comp, the Midcore comp. As you can see here, we're bringing back our boy Arash with his trusty imaginary element. Of course, if you have a regular K-Scope, that's a fine replacement. Just use his battery and smash the first wave, doesn't get easier than that. For Wave 2, we're starting to bust the non-welfare 4-stars out. Here we have Fran. She has a K-Scope so that Waver can easily get her to 100%. With 11,000 attack, she won't quite clear the wave at NP1, but she can easily do it at NP2. All you need is Waver buffs in her third skill, which can be level 1. Just make sure you've done her NP interlude so she's hitting as hard as possible. This one was almost as easy as Wave 1, we just needed some help. For added damage, use the attack buff from our third servant. It lasts 3 turns, so don't worry about wasting it. Wave 3 is where our true ace comes into play, Artoria Lancer Alter, who surprisingly hits harder than her 5-star equivalent thanks to her defense ignore. Who'd have thought? While lacking a battery, she makes up for it in raw damage. Make sure she has a damage buffing CE like Holy Night Dinner or Halloween Princess, then get her to 12,000 attack. Whether it's Foos or CE leveling, you want to reach that threshold. We'll also need some hefty buffs. With her own buffs at level 4 and using a level 6 Anniversary Blonde, she'll devastate this wave even at NP1. At NP2, the wave can be one-shotted. You might fall short every once in a while, but it's nothing some Buster cards can't fix. Obviously, higher MP levels will assure the annihilation of this wave. This is a farming node where Lancer Alter really shows her strength. It goes without saying that our support is Waver and our Mystic Code is Anniversary Blonde. Finally, we're onto the Whale comp, which is actually pretty much the same as the Midcore comp. We have a special edition, however. Wave 1 is the same, but we'll assume Arash is using a K-Scope here. Battery, NP, done. Wave 2 is also much the same, Fran with a K-Scope, preferably a limit broken one. But instead of Waver buffs, we have the Magic Man himself, Merlin. He's our friend support of choice, for reasons that will be clear on Wave 3. Pop his Dreamlike Charisma for the party-wide attack buff, then let Fran clean the wave up. At NP5, she'll almost always one-shot it. If you want 100% clear rate, just use her third skill, Overload. Finally, Wave 3. We have Lancer Alter again, but this time with the Kingmaker at her side. Here she has a Super Scope, and ideally you want her at NP5 for this. Merlin's hero creation at level 10, combined with Lancer Artoria's level 4 Mana Burst, will give her an over 90% Buster buff, allowing her to crush this wave pretty handily. For assured destruction, add Anniversary Blonde. These centaurs won't know what hit them. And that's it for the Whale comp. Wow, I actually did some explaining this time around. This goes to show that this node means some business. So with that, you now have the means to start farming those horseshoes. And my lord, do you need a lot of them. At the time of this video, and including JP servants, you need nearly 1,500 of them to max everyone. Have fun with that grind. As always, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Fate Go farming strategies. Farewell for now, fellow masters. May your farming be bountiful, and may the bell never toll for you. Until next time.